Dow Jones down 362 points in one day. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video. Trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading is the most hardest thing you will ever do, and it takes a long time to become a good trader. So this video is just educational only. If you're struggling with your trading right now, then click on the very first link in the description and get learn a free training, the 7 universal laws to become a master trader that will boost your success, consistency, and confidence without spending a decade trying to figure it out. Click on the very first link in the description right now. Alright traders, so I want to start off with the video that I started that I said yesterday. I said, you know what, there's something lurking behind the scenes right now in the markets, in the indices, because of the VIX, and I've explained to you, and I mentioned the VIX, saying, you know what, the VIX is really starting to spike up there quite a lot, quite higher than it has been probably in the last 12 months or so. Now, when it comes down to that, there was something lurking behind the scenes, and as you can see, what happened with the actual markets today, the markets really just sold off very, or not very strongly, but had a nice, decent down day. You know what? Dow down 362 points. We also have the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was down, 64 points, down 1%. But the biggest one here was down 1.3%. Was the Dow Jones, and that's not that's not out of the unordinary. I can't speak today. Out of the ordinary, because the Dow Jones has been pretty vertical all along, and we did see pretty much like a month of vertical movement. So a pullback here would not be a big issue in the markets right now. Even just a 50% pullback of this move from here to here. So, and if you have a look at the weekly chart has been pretty vertical, and it looks like we're going to have it looks like we're going to have one of the most down weeks, or one of the sort of the first down weeks here in a long time. You actually can see, if I bring this up on, let me flick over here. You actually can see we're creating probably one of the biggest, reddest down weeks thus far. In probably since back here in 2016. So that might be telling something. Again, I don't expect too much to be happening out of that there. Even if we do get a pullback here, guys, nothing has changed yet. And it's just a nice, decent pullback in a big bullion market. I wouldn't expect too much, or even if we do continue down from here, guys, I do expect this thing to turn around and continue up from here. I believe the FOMO money is still on the sidelines, waiting to get into markets, and this big dip in the market that we're seeing right now, I believe that could be the scoop, that what we're actually looking for. And then I believe we're likely to see some more upside leading into, at least for the first half of this year. I could be wrong, and I'm going to keep watching the charts, but that's exactly what I just see there, guys. And you can see like everything here, like some of the low cap stocks as well too. We had 1.2% there. Even like the transportation average as well too. So that's what I'm seeing there on the overall markets there. Don't be too worried about what's happening here don't be too worried about this down day in the markets overall. Because we're still in this big overall we're still in this big, nice overall big booming market through here, as you can see, right? And basically all we're doing right now, and all we're just basically done is we're just basically, come to the top of this channel through here, as you can see. All right, we just come to the top of this channel. Now we're just having a pullback. So we're, again, don't be too worried about this here. It's like, is this the end of the world? Like, there's no sign here this thing is going to collapse completely. Once it starts to make a nice lower low, lower high, then that's what you want to do there. Now onto for silver and gold here as well. One of the biggest things that I'm keeping an eye on for silver and gold is this big long-term chart. This big long-term chart, as you can see, this is basically the big long-term chart that you're actually seeing. You can see we actually had this downward move and then upward move. Now this, where we are right now, gold, even if we got a couple of week pullback here, we got back down to 1300, that'd be fine. I believe once we do go for another run. Now this is the daily chart here. We're looking at the weekly chart a minute ago. we're looking at this daily chart right now. And as we're seeing on this daily chart, I believe the next time we go for a run, then that's it. We're off to the races there. So it's really, really interesting. And I also do see what's happening with silver and gold as well too. This is the silver weekly chart. And as you can see overall that we are breaking up and down, and we're just going sideways overall. If I get that trend line through there, and I just basically bring that down through there somewhere, as you can see, we did miss a bit through there, but that's all right. You can see basically the angle through there and how that's held through there. I'm not really going to get into too much of that there, but you can see what we're looking at here right now. And if you look on the silver chart, what are we developing right now really overall long term? We're developing a what? An inverse head and shoulder pattern. Look at that. There's the left shoulder. There's the head. And there's the right shoulder there, right? So inverse head and shoulder. So, and therefore, what do we have here? This overall point through here is the what? Is the neckline. So once we start breaking above that 1750 level on this weekly chart, where's it likely to run to? Well, this is the bottom through here, okay? So, so it's likely to run to, let me just draw a trend line. How you do this is you measure from the inverse head and shoulder through here. You measure it down. Once it starts to break above, where's it likely to run to? Well, on the short term, we have a run back up to the highs up here, around about that there. I reckon I'd say around about that point through there, and maybe even a bit lower than that. Looks like that 1850. I know definitely that level through there would be sort of the key main area that I see silver running towards pretty quickly. Now, if I go back to the daily chart and we squeeze that up, what does that look like? Well, this is what it looks like through here on the daily chart. You can see here, right? You can see this big left shoulder here, big down, big V bottom through here, big V bottom, right shoulder, you know, and then we're seeing right now we're getting a little bit of a pullback on silver here, but I believe this thing is going to turn around and scoop right back to the high side.